With the Nigerian presidential election done and dusted, concerns are raised from various quarters as to the credibility of the polls. Owing to the late commencement of elections in many parts, malfunctioning of technology, and scarcity of new naira notes, making transportation to polling units difficult. Reacting, a retired health practitioner, Professor Rose Izombodo Akwaigbe, employed the federal government to raise to the occasion and address the identified lapses to improve the conduct of subsequent elections.
Before I talk about the present situation, let us look at what preempted the situation before we actually went to the polls. First and foremost, we were faced with the change of currency. That really impeded on us because it came like a boomerang. Whether it is your principal that won, whether it is your relation that won, at this point in time is totally immaterial. It's immaterial because the populace are suffering. It is difficult to go to the market. It is difficult to buy the little provisions that we used to buy because people are now catching in on the fact that money is no longer in circulation. The retrieval of the old notes, which was now replaced by the new notes to the commercial banks that in turn would have made this money available, was at a zero level. And therefore, believe me, we are stranded in this country. And if you ask me the way forward, if this new old money that we have already given out is now what is coming back again, for us to move forward, I don't think that is the solution. The solution here is that after all the election, let's say after Saturday, let's hope that the situation will improve by government seeing into the plight of the suffering citizen. What do they need to do? Let me call a press statement. The president should go into air, call the central government, the bank governor to order for them to infuse in more money.
Bayelsa State Chairperson of the Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, NAWOJ, Mrs. Grace Orumiefa, while lending her voice, called on INEC to be responsible in the discharge of their duties.
The promises INEC actually put in place, that they said the promises they said they will put in place were not actually given to the society. Hence, a lot of unions, organizations, bodies have called for the cancellation of the election. I, as a person, would say this was one of the elections that people actually came out in their numbers to vote, and I will not completely condemn the procedures. The part I faulted INEC was when they failed to upload the results as being promised. But ordinarily, I think this election was one of the most peaceful. I know there is no situation or there is no time in human era that it will be completely violent free. We witness some violence in some areas, but with what we used to know in Nigerian elections, I think this election was free.
The state FIDA chairperson, Barrister Deme Pamusu, also called on the relevance of voter education as eligible voters will have the opportunities to get relevant information on what they need to know about the election.
State assembly elections coming up soon. We will not expect anything less from INEC than to have a free and fair election. And for us as women, we want to see a situation where the world is digital now. So INEC should still go down and ensure that our people, our women, our youths are sensitized properly, and even the men.
According to the respondents, the success of an election is a collective effort from all stakeholders. Janet Tuomute, NDTV News.